You are live.
All right. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Brian Finale. I want to welcome all of our guests, all of our members. What's up, Lee, Carol, Carrie? What's up, Gail, Lay, Lori, Karen, Lisa, Dr. Lisa Thompson? What's up, everyone? Good evening. You are in for a treat tonight here. We've got a very dear friend of mine who's going to be showing you some pretty ninja stuff when it comes to traffic, when it comes to like, okay, I've got my audience picked out, I've got my brand, I've got an offer, and here now it's time to drive traffic, maybe to a couple of different ads to split test and figure out what's working. But if you want traffic, guys, tonight, this guy, Mark, is killing it. But before we get to Mr. Harbor, just a couple quick things. Hello, all of our guests, all of our members. If you are a guest tonight, you definitely want to get back with the person who invited you to tonight's webinar, and they can give you a trial link. They can get you kind of a peek behind the curtain and look inside this platform called MLSP. And I just keep it real simple tonight. We're not going to go into a big overview of MLSP. If you're an entrepreneur or you're looking to get online with a business, or you have an idea for, you've got a vision, a voice, a passion, a message, a mission, something that you can go and impact the world with, and you just need to get online with some clarity and some direction, and you want to learn how to set that up, how to become a brand, how to build a blog, how to, once you have that audience, how do you create content that addresses that target market's challenges and pains, and how do we, build a list, monetize that, how do we sell them real cool, valuable stuff that makes their lives better, stuff that they're interested in. And bottom line, how do you get out of your job and go after and create a very cool business based around your passion, so you can do what Mark's been able to do, which is stay at home with his baby girl, his wife, and just be whatever you want to be. That's really what we do here in MLSP. If you, again, have a business, you're looking for more leads, you're looking to monetize it a little bit more, some more money, more revenue streams, how to, be that guy or gal on stage, write the book, be the influencer, become the leader. That's what we've been doing since 2008. We teach you how to do that. So get back with a person who invited you to tonight's webinar, and they can give you a risk-free test drive. But I can just say this, is that a huge, vast majority of the top leaders that you see out there online today are a product of this house called MLSP. And that's not me taking credit for their success. That's because of the collective leadership, just like you'll see tonight. It's guys like Mark and the software, the training, the tools, what's working now. Everyone in this place. This is not a business opportunity. There's no comp plan. We've paid out millions of dollars in affiliate commissions, but there is no business opportunity here. This is a training portal. This is the education place to be. This is kind of, these are the guys and gals. This is the company, the platform that kind of carries the torch for online business. And if any of that sounds interesting to you and you're looking for the next level in 2017, you're going to hear from a guy tonight who came from nothing and has now had last year his first six-figure day. He just told me in just hanging out with a couple of minutes before the webinar, he's on point, or he believes with certainty that it could be his first seven-figure year, which is so cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. That's what we do. And if any of that sounds interesting, check us out for a $10 trial. Get back with the person who invited you, and you can see inside. And if you don't like what you see, or you don't think we can make your life better, or we can add value to what you're doing, let us know and we'll give you your $10 back. Okay, so before we get to the leaders here, I just want to say and remind all of our affiliates here, we are in the middle of a contest. There is 1 week left.
Hey, Brian, real quick, people are saying they can't see. There's a whole bunch of people saying that they're not seeing us or hearing us. So.
Oh, can't see, huh? JP, we went live, right, bud?
Yeah, actually, we're live.
All right.
No.
Well, that's no fun. All right, what is this? Hold on, 1 sec.
All right.
Yo, JP, do you have the link here that this is going to? All right.
I mean, you know what? Maybe we lost JP. That's it.
Hmm.
JP, are you there?
1 second. I'm glad you stopped me. I was about to go show some stuff in the back office real quick.
I just started seeing everybody saying nobody was seeing anything. So.
All right. Can you guys hear us? I guess.
Everybody's saying they're getting a blank screen, so not sure what's going on here.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, man. Do you have the YouTube link that this is going live on by chance?
I'll find it.
Okay, thanks. If you can throw it to me on Skype, that would be awesome because I'm on the wrong channel, it looks like. Thanks. Oh, Roxanne. Okay, all right, guys. Here it is. Okay, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, we're showing up on.
We're
We're showing up on YouTube, just not here apparently.
Yeah.
Do you need my help for something else?
Sit tight for a sec, man. One sec. Just I don't think so, but hold on. One sec, Mark.
Yeah.
Sec, Mark.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure this gets to a couple places before we keep going.
Can you guys refresh and see if it goes there?
Do you want me to refresh? It'll drop everybody for a second, but it usually fixes stuff.
Yeah, go ahead, JP. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's still going to be on that exact same YouTube channel, right? Or that
Yep, should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refresh too, just to.
Hello.
All right. Let's enable chat, see what's going on.
You're gonna drop in a second.
Yo.
Yep, you're back.
Okay. All right, let's see what's going on here with.
1 sec, I'll be right back.
Okay, Mark.
All right. All right. Looks like we're back.
Okay.
All right. Looks like we're back.
Okay.
No refresh action.
That worked.
All right, guys. Split. Okay, cool. All right, hit refresh, guys. Cool. I was going to say a couple things. I want to get going on the training here. Okay, awesome. I don't know what the heck that was. I know Google Hangouts just made another update and fun Google stuff. But before we bring up Mark, just real quickly, I'm not going to show any sites. MLSP.com/contest, guys. You have 1 week, which means as affiliates, there's still a whole bunch of money up for grabs. I saw Torres on here. I know Kay and Jelena are on here. You guys are the top 3, along with Sherry Brown, who is the #1 place right now. And it's real simple for the affiliates. If you just go to MLSP/contest, MLSP.com/contest. We're just having fun for those who refer the most mastery members leading up to January 18th, which is next Wednesday. And yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and bring out the man here? I will just thank you guys. Thanks for being on. So, apologize for the difficulties here. We were talking right at the top of the hour, obviously a technical blurb, and we were talking to nobody. It was just me and Mark and a blank screen. So apologize for that. We do not take your time, your investment here lightly, and we want to get right to the training as promised. But just thank you for the members who are showing up to the webinars and the wake-up calls and who are doing the things, who are coaching clients. Just thank you. You guys are making this year already so much fun, and there are success stories popping up. We've got a couple leaders I'll just acknowledge real quick. Peter Barry, Maria Haley, L1, L2, Emma Dyson, L3, Matt Richards, our member of the month, Terry Lamb. And again, this is not a compensation plan. This isn't a business opportunity, but we do have fun and acknowledge our affiliates who do promote the system as a tool, as a software to help entrepreneurs out there in this space get better and better and equip themselves with the skill sets so that they can go full-time online and become a professional marketer. Just thank you guys. I'm gonna bring out Mark now, but just all the leaders and members, we're doing something special, and it would not be without you, leaders like you who really believed in your own greatness, that you could come online, believe in your abilities, learn new skill sets, get out there, be vulnerable, get uncomfortable, build your business, become the leader, do the videos, do the webinars. And it's just, to me, that's awesome. And that's why we built MLSP back in 2008. And I will lead into exactly a perfect time to bring out Mark, kind of the poster child for why we built this system, a guy who literally so cool. This guy put together, I think, $5. He and his business partner, I think, went all in on an ebook that cost $10 and $10 total. Yeah, and they each. Let me repeat this real quick, and then we're gonna do it in the training. But just guys, this guy a couple years ago, wasn't 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, I'm not certain, but he and a business partner had to pull together $10 together to invest in this ebook, and he just hated his job. He was working, driving around all day, every day, not at home with his family, and knew he wanted something more. Knew he would never, get paid what he's worth, never have that time freedom, and certainly not that financial freedom with his job. And he went to work, man. He got his tail whooped. He stayed in it. He hung in there. And fast forward to today, he's one of our top affiliates. He's one of the best marketers in our space, period. You'll see that tonight. He's got his own coaching clients. He's got his, I don't even know, a dozen products or so. He definitely speaks on our stages, and he's just one of the best marketers in our space. And we're very honored and humbled to have him hang his hat here, because he could go anywhere. And he is a dear friend of mine. Please welcome this dude who is going to blow you away. Pen and paper, guys. There's nothing for sale tonight. It's pure value, like we always do every single week. But pen and paper, get ready for a show here tonight. If you're into traffic, leads, lead gen, let me introduce you to my very dear friend, Mark Harbert, who will be at the workshop in 10 days. I cannot wait to have him out in Austin at my house in 10 days. L5 Rockstar Harbert, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I can't wait. I always love coming to Austin. It's like 2 or 3 times a year come out to Austin, so it's always it's always fun.
Second home, man. Yes.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked. 2017 is gonna be a big year. It's gonna be a big year for this community. I'm stoked. I mean, I've got some big goals this year to accomplish, and I'm stoked. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I feel like it's pretty interesting. Like, I'm literally so excited right now for 2017. I'm going on about 3 hours of sleep last night. Because that entrepreneur syndrome where you lay in bed and you're thinking of some stuff and you just can't sleep. Mm-hmm. I had to get up this morning at 4 o'clock to take my parents to the airport, and I was so excited all the way I just never went to sleep. So I came home, got a couple hours, and got up and started going through it. So it's just exciting times, and it's always great to be in the community. So I got some good stuff to share, man. Good stuff to share tonight, and some good stuff for the peeps.
Yeah, I love you, man. Well, for our members, I'm sure we are revamping a lot of the back office guys, so you're gonna be blown away. And for all the questions, I know that will pop up. Can we make this into a system campaign? Mark is awesome. We love Mark. I get it. I hear you, and we will. We will. I promise. We're doing a lot of stuff back there. So for the members, this will be recorded, and for the affiliates, you will be able to market this in some capacity to help you build your list. And it's yours, buddy. Mark, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to ask everybody here, okay? I know we've got some new people. We've got people that are probably very new, but I want your guys' permission to think big tonight, okay? I want to ask you to think big. I want you to, because I'm going to show you some numbers that I think are going to blow your mind, quite frankly. And when I show you what I'm going to show you, I think you guys are going to see the possibilities that, this little internet thing is really not a little internet thing. I mean, I really believe this is going to be my first 7-figure year. Okay. Last year was my biggest year. I have zero doubts I'm going to hit that. I'm gunning for, 100K a month. I'm thinking big this year and beyond. So my goal tonight is to help you think big. I'm going to share some things tonight that may go over your head a little bit. That's okay. I just want to paint the vision for you. So if what I share is a little bit advanced for you, please don't freak out on me. Okay. Just stick with me and at least get the vision for where this can go for you. Even if you're brand new, this is your first webinar with MLSP. Okay. So do I have everybody's permission? If I do, put it in the chat. I want to see it. I want to see, yes, I have permission. All right. So that would be awesome because really, I'm going to share with you a fear I just got over, and breaking through that fear is what helped me in the last 11 days to really make a lot of profit. And I'm going to share it with you. So, okay, good. So we got a lot of yeses. Awesome. Permission. All right. You ready to rock this, Brian?
And yes, I'm excited. I got my pen and paper. I know what's coming. And congrats, man. Congrats. And I know we're going to get caught up in this awesome training, but man, a lot can happen in 5 or 6 years of just some blood, sweat, and tears. But here we are, dancing with what could be a 7-figure year and some big vision, man. It's cool. Congrats.
You have a dream and you want it bad enough, you're going to do whatever it takes, man. And I'm living proof of that. So let's rock it, dude. Let's do it.
All right.
Let me share my screen here. And all right. Let me know if you can see my screen here, Brian. Whoops.
Yeah.
All right. You got me?
Looks good, man. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Again, super excited to be here with you. And, I got to tell you, what I'm about to share with you tonight is it's probably not something, maybe if you've been around the community a little while, it's not probably going to be a lot of new stuff for you, but I think it's going to really show you what can happen when you take action. And I think just putting it together in a certain package, a certain way, will help you to understand it bigger and better. And that's my hope here. And so literally, the topic of this, 262 leads and $2,000 in profit in 48 hours. And honestly, over the last 11 days, it's way more than that. So I'm going to show you basically, we should have titled this 960 leads and over $20,000 in profit, because that's what it's been. So I'm gonna share that with you, and we're gonna dig into it. So I love this quote. I always like to look at quotes because I really want us to open our minds a little bit to see the things that are holding us back. But I love this. I've learned that fear limits you and your vision. It serves as blinders to what may be just a few steps down the road for you. The journey is valuable, but believing in your talents, your abilities, and your self-worth can empower you to walk down an even brighter path, transforming fear into freedom. How great is that? Guys, the biggest thing that will ever hold you back in your business is fear. It's always fear. The thing that held me back was fear. I've still got fears going around in my head, and I don't realize they're there until I have a coach or somebody that I trust tell me that it's there. And I just recently had a breakthrough that really has led into this. Just a great friend of mine. He's been, a coach recently, Mr. Vince Reed. If you guys don't know who he is, just a great guy. Love Vince. But you got to get around big thinkers. You got to get around people that think bigger than you. I remember I went to an event a couple years ago here in Florida, and it was Ray Higdon's event, and it was called Top Earner Academy. And he had Kevin Harrington there. If you guys don't know who Kevin Harrington is, he is one of the guys from the Shark Tank. And when they introduced him, they talked about how he had done with one product over $100 million in sales on this one product on an infomercial. If you guys remember that guy, I forget his name, but it was the glider guy. I forget. He had the long hair, kind of beefy muscles. It's probably about 10, 15, 20 years ago, somewhere in that range. But it was that guy, and then Kevin was the guy behind that. And I remember thinking, $100 million in sales. And I just remember thinking, my gosh, how small I'm thinking. And that was kind of the beginning of really starting to think way bigger than what I had ever thought. You know, when I first got into this industry, I could not even begin to look beyond making $1,000 a month. I remember specifically saying to my buddy at the time, my mastermind partner at the time, Frank, I remember telling him, dude, if I could just make $2,000 a month, I'd be so happy. You know, I mean, I specifically remember saying that. And I look now and it's like $2,000. You know, I'm like, my gosh, that was, so small thinking. And I know some of you tonight are here and you're probably thinking the same thing. If I could just make $2,000 a month, I'd be so happy. Well, I'm going to challenge you tonight to think even bigger than that. Because again, I'm going to show you some things that I believe, for me, this is my goal, is to have my first $1 million year in 2017, and I'm going for it. And I'm stating that publicly because I believe I can do it. Okay, and who knows? Maybe we'll even go beyond that. Let's see. But so here's what we're going to talk about tonight: how to get over your fear of using paid ads in your business. Paid ads, my gosh, it's one of the most powerful parts of your business, and many people are afraid of them. Many people. And I'm sure there's many of you on here tonight that just the thought of doing paid ads gets you all weirded out inside. Well, I'm going to help you get over that a little bit tonight. The best converting paid ads, I'm going to talk about that. The best way, hands down, to convert leads into sales, and how to create videos that establish authority immediately, and how to use video ads to promote anything you want. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, guys, this is, man, I'm so pumped about it. I can't even tell you this. But here's the power of paid ads. You know, when you get started in MLSP or you get started online, the first thing you think about and is, well, you know, I want to get on there. I want to start marketing, and I'm going to start with free strategies. And I absolutely believe that that's what you should do. I mean, I really believe it. You need to get in there. You need to get your feet wet a little bit, and you need to start doing some free strategies. Doing videos, putting videos on YouTube, doing live videos on Facebook, doing some of the basic strategies that will help you get the ball rolling. But remember tonight, I said I was going to challenge you to think bigger. All right. I remember probably maybe 5-6 years ago when who we call the godfather of attraction marketing online for network marketers and home business owners, Mike Dillard. I was on a training one time with Mike Dillard, and Mike Dillard told me, he said, well, he wasn't telling me specifically, he said on this webinar, he said, I want you to expand your mind a little bit and imagine having a monthly ad budget of at least $10,000 a month to spend. And I remember thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, $10,000 a month? My gosh, I just want to make that. And I remember thinking how huge that seemed. And, you know, it was just out of reach for me in my head. And but I want you to think that same way. I want you to think, man, I want you to set that goal to where you're investing $10,000 a month into paid ads. Okay, but I'm going to show you some numbers here that will hopefully give you hope and help you to understand exactly what it is. Now, guys, we're in a profession, okay? This is, you know, when you first got going into internet marketing, you got into MLSP, maybe, you know, your first thought was, well, I just want to make a little bit of money. I want to make $500 extra per month. And I'm just going to be real with you here, okay? I get it. I mean, I was there. I told you I was there. I wanted to make a little extra. But the problem with that way of thinking is that what it does is it actually takes the potential of what you have in your hands and it shrinks it down to where you don't even realize what you have your hands on. You have your hands on a business model that can pay you literally unlimited. It is a business model that you can write your own paycheck. You want to make some money today? Awesome. Go put up some ads, run a few things, boom, made $2,000 today. I mean, how easy and how nice and how fun would that be if you knew that, you know what, I got a bill coming up, I'm going to run some ads, I'm going to do a few things, and boom, $2,000 shows up in your bank account, you know, within a day or two. Now, I don't know about you, but that gets me excited, okay? And I remember when I worked my job, and I'm giving you a little bit of background here, so please bear with me a little bit because I want you to really, I'm trying to expand your thinking here a little bit. I want you to think big. And I remember in my job how I used to, my sales job, my base pay was $4,000 a month. And I just remember feeling so limited by that. And even though I was in sales, it wasn't like I got a massive percentage. And I got a bonus check every 3 months, and my bonus check was typically about $1,000 to $2,000. Okay, so it wasn't like I was, you know, bringing in a whole bunch. I was averaging on average probably $4,500 to $4,800 a month. And I just remember feeling like I had hit a ceiling. And now I don't have a ceiling. Literally, I saw this really cool picture today by Clive Jeffrey. And Clive, I think, is on here. I love Clive, such a great guy. But he put this up there and he says, don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footprints on the moon. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. I saw that on Facebook and I thought, man, that's so cool. Because our thinking, we can very rarely go beyond what we think is possible. And I truly believe that if you think that it's possible and that it can be done, then it can be done. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right in both instances, all right? So the power of paid ads. This is the fastest way to scale your business that there is. Okay, with free strategies, which are great and they're an amazing foundation. And I do free strategies. I blog, I create videos, but it takes some time to grow. Okay, there's a benefit to it, a huge benefit to it for doing free strategies. Because number one, when you create a piece of content and you put it out on the internet, guess what? It's a fishing hook. And it is out there in the ocean of the internet, and it's doing work for you even when you are not around, okay? And I get leads on videos I did 4 or 5 years ago, guys. We're in 2017. I have videos that I did in 2012 that are still on YouTube today that bring me leads every single day. I did that 5 years ago, and it's still doing it. So free strategies, absolutely, 100%. Are incredibly beneficial, and I highly recommend them. But my goal here is to give you not only a short-term vision, but a long-term vision. And the long-term vision is the content. Content is long-term stability. I want you to think of it like that. Long-term stability. You pump out content on a regular basis. And the more you get out there, the more potential that you have for people to find you and get in there. Now, the short term, the fastest way, if you want to get leads, number one, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can go out and talk to people, get them on your list that way, and that works incredibly well. I personally love leverage in my business. I'm always seeking leverage in everything that I do. And so I love to run paid ads. Okay, I think paid ads are an amazing way. I can put it up now and within 20 minutes literally have leads coming in. That's how powerful paid ads are. And literally it's near instantaneous results. Just the other day I put up an ad on Facebook, and I remember I walked away. I think I went and got something to drink, took a little break. I came back like 30 minutes later and I'd already had 6 or 7 leads that came in. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That was freaking awesome. But it's literally near instantaneous. And so keep that in mind. It's a very, very powerful skill to have. When you start to learn the power of paid ads and you learn the power that some basic marketing skills can give you, again, guys, it is going to help you to write your own paycheck. Need to make $10,000? Well, here's all I can do. Here's what I do. Lay out a little plan, execute. You can have it very quickly. All right. I remember listening to big traffic drivers, people who drive tons and tons of traffic, where they would say, hey, I want to start a new business. Well, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come up with $30,000 this week, and they'll go out and run some ads, bring that 30 grand in profits, and then turn around and invest it in their new business. I mean, how cool is that? You don't even have to go on the Shark Tank and sell yourself for that. All right. So it's a very powerful skill to have. Once you master it, you can market almost anything that you want. All right, so here, let's handle some hesitations regarding paid advertising. Okay, and you see I have this picture here of fear. Here's the biggest things that people are afraid of when it comes to paid advertising. Number one, afraid to lose money. I get it, I've been there, that's happened. I'm not gonna give you a bunch of smoke and mirrors here tonight, okay? When you are learning this skill, okay, you've gotta switch your thinking a little bit and stop thinking of it in terms of I'm losing money, but I'm investing in my skills. You see, there is a huge, huge difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom are two different things. Knowledge is where you literally get on a training. You're on a training here and I'm teaching you. I'm giving you, the knowledge that you need to go out and do something. And I'm going to get into the numbers here in just a moment and show you. Okay, it's the knowledge, it's the head knowledge, the training you get on the webinars, and then the courses that you purchase and the books you read and all that. That's knowledge. Wisdom is applying that knowledge. It's knowledge applied. There's a difference, because when you apply knowledge, you gain wisdom. And in wisdom is one of the most incredible things that you can have. You want to know why? Because it develops instincts. It develops you in a way where because you've done it before, that you can go out and get results when you do something. It builds a confidence in you. So wisdom is the thing you really want to get. Not just knowledge, you want to get the wisdom. And when you start to get wisdom in paid ads, it is incredible what you can do in your business. This is another thing in regards to paid advertising. People don't know their numbers. This causes anxiety. And believe me, I know, because I have not always been very good at tracking my numbers, and I've gotten much better about that over the last year or so. And it has made a big difference in my paid advertising. And now, again, I'm going to show you some of the numbers so you can see. I'm going to give you kind of a basis understanding here. But when you don't know the numbers, like if you don't know how much you're putting in and then how much you're getting out, it causes anxiety. And anxiety is a fear of not knowing, essentially. It's anxiousness over, I don't know what I'm doing here. And so when you want to get that assuredness, you need to have the number. So I know that if I'm paying $20 and I'm not getting a return back, then I need to make a shift or a change to make sure that that happens. Okay, people, they're not sure what works because of a lack of wisdom. You see, I can sit here and train you till you're blue in the face. MLSP can train you till you're blue in the face. We can train you over and over and over, give you every single bit of knowledge that you need, but if you never go out there and take action, you will never get results. It's just that simple, okay? And it's like that in anything. You know, you can't expect to go to college, pay all this for, to get a degree and then never do the homework, never show up for class. Just because you paid for college, doesn't mean you're going to get the education. You actually have to go to class. You actually have to study. You got to take the tests. And it kind of baffles me when people come into our industry and they think it's any different. It's really not. It's the same thing you've always learned growing up. So again, you want to seek out wisdom. That's the biggest thing. Lack of proper training. Well, I can assure you that you're here at MLSP. This is by far the best place that I know of where it's it's just a hub for leadership. All the best leaders come into MLSP. A lot of the people you see out online have come through the doors here. You may not know that, but some of the biggest names out there right now, the people that you follow, I guarantee you at one time or another, for the most part, almost all of them have come through the doors at MLSP. It's incredible. And so, but the lack of proper training is something that keeps people from actually taking action as well. And definitely a lack of confidence in their own abilities to achieve a result. And that all comes down from really lack of proper training, not knowing your numbers, you're fearful to lose money. These are the things and the hesitations that cause people to feel that way. So here's how you're going to reduce your anxiety and fear when it comes to paid ads. Again, know your numbers. I can't stress this enough. And when I say know your numbers, if you're going to send traffic to a particular website, you need to know how much traffic you're sending, how many clicks are coming to your site, what are your conversion rates, and a conversion rate is simply, if you get 100 people to your website, how many of them actually have opted in to become a lead? If I get 30 people to opt in, out of 100, that's a 30% conversion rate. If only 2 opt in out of 100, that's a 2% opt-in rate. And the cool thing is you've got Funnelizer, which gives you that tracking information, and you can track that. Okay, so know your numbers. This is very, very important. And man, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest things that you need to learn with paid advertising is test, test, test. Okay, test, test, test. Over and over. I mean, the biggest trap, okay, that people fall into in our home business industry, in our online marketing world, the biggest trap people fall into is their own lack of creativity. Okay, lack of creativity kills people's businesses. And what I mean by lack of creativity is come up with cool ideas. Never be afraid to try something new. I always get people say, well, Mark, just tell me exactly what to do and I'll do it. The problem is I'm taking away, if I do that, if I tell you exactly what to do, like go do this, go do that, go do that, go do that, step by step by step, I'm literally removing your ability to be creative. And I can tell you right now that you're probably not going to get the results unless you start to develop some creativeness, even with my coaching clients, okay? I have coaching clients and I'll say, okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to, create a video, and here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna send it to this funnel. They're like, well, what do I say in the video? I'm like, well, here's one I've done, but I don't want you to, I don't want you to copy exactly what I've done. I want you to get a little creative and come up with it. And what happens is it gets those creative juices flowing. Like I was telling you when we got started here, last night I couldn't fall asleep. I was literally laying in bed. I had to get up at 4 to take my parents to the airport. They were going to be here at 4 in the morning, and I couldn't go to sleep because my mind is just the creative juices, man. They're just going, like thinking of new ways to market and new cool ways to to position things. And when you love what you do, man, it's like it's not work it's not work. It's just fun. You got to have fun with this. And what I mean by test, test, test is come up with creative ideas to try something new. And I have people reach out to me and they say, well, Mark, is this okay to do? And I'm like, absolutely, do it. You just never know. It may convert like crazy. From what I can see, it looks good. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. Are you sure? And it's very timid. You've got to understand that every single time that you put effort into something, it's not necessarily going to always yield a result. Okay? You have to look at the result. If the result isn't there, then you make changes. And it's a constant do, learn, teach. You do it, you learn from it, you teach it, it's just like this cycle. You make changes as you go. So testing is crucial when it comes to paid ads. You've got to be willing. Okay, this is huge. Now, some of you might cringe as I'm telling this, but remember, I'm asking you to think big here. Okay, I asked you for permission at the end or at the beginning, and the majority of you here told me yes. But you've got to be willing to lose some in the short term for the long-term gain. Okay, remember when I told you one of the main things that keeps people from doing paid ads is they're afraid they're going to lose money. Well, I'm here to tell you, in the beginning, you're probably going to. Okay, and I don't like to say lose, but there's no other way to describe it, I guess. You have to look at it as if I spend $25 on ads and I don't get results from it or I don't get some action from it, then I chalk that up as a learning experience. You see, what you've done is you've just gained a little bit of wisdom, but with that $25. And every time you gain that little bit of wisdom, guess what happens over time? You start to build a huge, huge repertoire of wisdom of what works and what doesn't. You see, what happens is when I go out and do my marketing, I have a really good sense of what I know is going to work and what's going to not work. Why? Because I was willing to lose a little at the beginning for the long-term gain. And I can tell you that every single little bit of resources and money that I put into paid ads in the beginning, which didn't seem to yield a result, I have made all that back and more over the years because I've constantly learned, added to my wisdom pool, my knowledge and practice. And it's given me a great wisdom on how paid ads work. So you've got to be willing to lose in the short term for the long-term gain. Being a big thinker takes vision. You've got to be able to look way beyond where you are now. And the majority of people are stuck in their circumstances right now. They've lost the ability to look way beyond where they are. And I'm asking you to start looking beyond where you're at. Okay? And practice. My gosh, practice. You know, I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, Mark, I did a video and I got no views on it. Okay, well, go make some more. Go do some more. Well, I don't want to do them if I'm not going to get results on it. Well, I know, but you got it. I mean, it's like I went to the gym once, Mark, and I didn't lose the 30 pounds I was trying to lose. What's the deal? I mean, you know how goofy that sounds, right? It's the same thing here. It's no different. You know, we can't come into our business and think differently outside of the laws of life. Now, whether you realize it or not, there are laws of life all around us. And those laws of life are a big deal. They govern life, period. You know, like you're not going to beat gravity. Okay, gravity will kick your butt every single time. And there's laws that just govern life. You can't, there is the law of sowing and reaping. You've got to sow, and in order to sow, you're eventually going to reap a harvest, and that's the key. Okay, so you got to practice, practice, practice. I just heard the statistic today that it takes about an average of 10,000 hours to master something, to like mastery. Now, you know, that may or may not be true, but I mean, think about it. You know, Michael Jordan was considered a really bad basketball player in high school. He got cut from the team. Went on to become one of the greatest in the world, if not the greatest in basketball. You think he got to become the greatest without practicing, without doing it over and over and over again? Well, it's got to be the same here. You know, it's got to be the same when you're working with paid ads. And I'm sharing all this with you because I believe that if you can get your mind to a point where you actually believe that you can do this, then you're going to go out and you're going to totally kill it. here's the biggest thing I want to leave you with before we get into the numbers. Okay? You're an entrepreneur. Okay? The biggest thing that most people are held back of is they're afraid to embrace risk. You are an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. Okay? You are never going to get anywhere without taking some risk. That's just plain and simple. Okay? It's just not going to happen. So as an entrepreneur, you've got to embrace the fact that, of course, there's risk. There's always risk. There's no guarantees in life. Of course there's not. There's only two guarantees, taxes and death. Okay, that's what we hear, right? And those are about the two only guarantees. But you got to be willing to embrace risk. And I'm telling you right now, when you learn to embrace risk and you go out there and you do it and you gain wisdom and you get better and better and better every single day, 1 year from now, you could look back and go, my gosh, I am so glad I listened to Mark on that webinar. I am so glad, because you know what? My life is different. It's changed. Well, I'm just sharing with you what I know that I've learned, and I know it's really going to help you, okay? So here's some numbers. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the biggest ways to convert leads is, without question, webinars, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So here's an example for you. I want you to think about this. You do a webinar, all right? You do a webinar like we're on today, and you're going to sell a product. Let's say that you get 250 leads in paid advertising and you spend $3 each on that lead. So you put up an ad on Facebook, and because of that ad, you get 250 leads promoting your webinar. That's 250 registrations. You spend $750 on ads to obtain those 250 leads at $3 each. 87 people show up to your webinar. Okay, that's about a 35% show up rate, and that's pretty typical. 35 to anywhere even up to 50%. You can expect that. Okay, that's typical. So 87 people show up. Approximately 10% of them buy, and that's actually a fairly low number once you begin to get even better and better at selling webinars. 10% buy. That's 9 sales at $297 each if you're selling a $297 product. You just made $1,923 after you minus your ad spend. So if you could do a webinar, promote it on Facebook, and you spent $750 in ads, and you get 250 leads at $3 each, and you end up selling 9 of those based on that percentage, which I think is very, very doable, that's a profit of $1,923. Now, I don't know about you, but that gets me excited. I will spend $750 every single day, every single hour, if I can get 1,923 out. Talk about your best investment, and think about that. Tell me one stock that gives you that kind of a return. You see, this is why I'm so big on, training yourself, constantly adding to your knowledge. Get into the courses. Invest in you. It's the best thing you can do. You think I'm telling you, my best webinar, I'm just telling you, is $44,000 on one webinar. It's my best webinar. My best webinar. And if you'd have told me 5 years ago I'd be doing webinars, selling to people and making boatloads of money, I would have told you you're crazy. But I want you to start thinking big here, okay? I want you to get the vision of where you can go with this. So the best way to make big money we've established is webinars. Now I want you to look around. I want you to look online. All the people that are making big money in this industry of online marketing, what are they doing? They are presenting. They are doing webinars. Now, if you've been around MLSP at all for a period of time, you've probably seen Brian's training where Brian talks about it. Heck, you've maybe even seen Steve Jaffe around, who does a lot of training on webinars, okay? The truth of the matter is, the people that make the most money in your company, if you're in a network marketing company, it's always the person at the front of the room with the marker in their hand. Always. Or they've got the clicker in their hand. They're the ones that are making the most money. It's the guy or gal in the front of the room, period, end of story. So if you want to make big money, don't you think it would be worth it to learn some skills in order to learn how to present and sell? Absolutely, 100%. Okay, when I got started in home business, guys, I'm telling you, I was so shy. So shy. Man, I couldn't sell anything if my life depended on it. But you know what I did? I got better and better and better. I focused on getting better and better and better. Every day, I just better and better and better. I focused on me. I focused on learning. I focused on implementing. I focused on getting that wisdom. And next thing I know, here I am. I've probably done hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on webinars by now because they're so effective. So I want you to keep that in mind. So the power of webinars, it's awesome, incredible for lead generation. Incredible for lead generation. It's the highest converting into sales. Okay, number one, you can have a sales video all day long and it will convert, but it will not convert as good as webinars. You guys want to sign up people into MLSP? Well, start doing webinars. Learn how to promote into webinars. There's two big things, promotion into it and then the actual part. If you learn those skills, guys, you'll never have to work a job again. There's not one of you on here that if you start doing webinars and you start doing them on a regular basis and you get better and better and better, there's no reason that you can't be hitting 5 figures a month every single month for here until your time is up, on this earth. You've got a captive audience when you're in webinars. Guys, I mean, think about this. We're in a very, very busy world. People are, people's attention spans are almost nothing. I mean, I think I heard recently that the average attention span is 8 seconds. But guess what happens when people come on to webinars? They listen. You guys are here right now. We've been almost, 50 minutes here. You guys are listening. You're paying attention. You're learning. Think about that. Think about how different that is than when you're out and about and you opt into a page and you see a sales video. A lot of times you may not even watch the entire sales video. Why? Because your attention span is very small. And now I'm speaking of myself too. My attention span is very small as well. But when I get on a webinar, man, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I put all things aside. I pay attention. It's the same way. That's why webinars are so powerful. Positions you as an authority. Nothing more powerful for brand building. Nothing. You want to build a brand? A lot of people are like, Mark, what kind of logo should I have for my brand? Your brand is not in a logo. Okay, literally, your brand, a logo, is literally it's really just a representation of what your brand is. What my logo is? MH. That's my logo. Mark Harber. That's it. I don't have like some fan. You go to my blog, you look. I mean, it's just an MH. It's a red MH. That's my brand. That's just a representation. But what is my brand? My brand is people know me as a video marketer because I've mastered video marketing in many different aspects, and that's what people know me as. And it wasn't like one day I woke up and said, I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna, be the video guy. I didn't think of that. I just wanted results, and I started doing what I knew was working. And next thing I know, I've got Brian saying, "Hey man, can you come on and train with what you're doing on video?" And that, this is several years ago. Next thing I know, I'm training on video. You know why? Because it was working for me, and I kept doing it over and over and over again. Next thing I know, I'm training people how to do it. I'm getting invited to stages to teach, and it wasn't like I sought that brand. I just did it, and that's the best way that you build it. But you build it, and then you get on webinars, you start showing people what you're doing, and guess what? Your brand builds itself. You don't have to think, well, what should my brand be, and what should my tagline be, and all that's, I'm not saying that that's not important, but your brand is really you. And if you can focus on building that, believe me, you're going to build a very powerful brand. So my question to you, are you doing webinars? Are you or are you not? If you're not, then I want to encourage you to start moving in that direction. Okay, I don't want you to stop what you're doing, but I want you to start educating yourself on how to be effective at webinars. Very, very, very important. All right, so here's the webinar process. Okay, and this is all leading into how I did what I did over the last several days. So here's the webinar process. I personally promote with a video ad, okay? And I've done it several other ways, but I've found through Facebook marketing that video ads are by far the most effective way to drive registrations for a webinar. They just are. And number one, because Facebook is very, very favorable to video. Ask yourself, how many videos do you watch on Facebook every day? I don't know about you, but if I had to guess, probably 20, maybe 25. I mean, I watch videos all the time on Facebook. So they're very, very powerful, and there's so many different types of videos that you can do to promote a webinar. You can do a tutorial video that takes 2 or 3 minutes, and you show one aspect that's high value to people. You do a little screen share. This is a cool video ad that you could do, okay? You share an aspect, and then you say, you know what? This is just one of 5 different areas that I'm going to be training on this Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Join me, click the Learn More button down below, get registered, and I'll see you on the webinar. Okay, so there's so many different ways that you can promote. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand is that, again, it comes back to that creativeness. So I know some of you might be thinking right now, well, Mark, what is it the exact kind of video that you do in order to promote your webinars? Well, here's the thing. You're not me, so don't try to be me, okay? This is very important. Don't try to be me. Be you. And get creative. Get the creative juices flowing, because once those juices start going in your mind, man, trust me, it keeps going. It snowballs. And next thing you know, you've got ideas coming out your brain like crazy, and you're going to be creating all kinds of stuff that's going to really start to attract people to you. So a video ad, by far, as far as what I can see, one of the massive ways. And the reason being is because before people even register for a webinar, you've already created a type of authority. They hear your voice. They see you. If you're in it, if you're doing a little training, you've already positioned yourself as the leader. And it's very simple. I mean, you can do a 2-minute video showing a tip. Hey, this is one of 5. And you lead them to a registration page. Okay? So that's what we do. I do a video ad to a webinar registration page. Then I do the webinar, and that leads me to sales. Okay? This is the simplified process. Obviously, I can't share every single little thing that happens in the webinar process. I don't have the time tonight. It's just not enough. I'm trying to give you the basic understanding of it. And when I get on a webinar, I sell. That's what I do. I sell, and it results in money. So once you have a converting webinar, now I can't train you tonight on everything on how to do a perfect webinar. I just can't. Okay, I wish I could. But here's the thing. Once you have a converting webinar, do you know what you do? And this leads you to why I've been able to make so much money over the last 10, 11 days. Okay? You automate it. You automate it. Here's some good things. Webinars on Air, which you're on right now, has automation to it. I also use another one called EverWebinar. Okay, this is one that I use. But you automate it. Think about this for a second. You do a webinar. You get it to a point where it's converting. You do live webinars that are selling. Then you automate the entire thing. So it's presenting for you on autopilot. Now, I want to tell you this is very, very important. I want you to listen to me very, very closely. You have no business doing an automated webinar if you have not done a live webinar and got it to convert first. You understand me? I don't want you going off trying to figure out how to do all these automated webinars without actually doing live ones first and getting them to convert. Because the best way to automate a webinar is to do a live webinar where you're selling on webinars, You know it converts. You've got your presentation down. You've got the products on. Guys, right here in MLSP, you have got Pure Profit products, which I'm already talking to Brian. I've got a product that I'm going to be donating to the Pure Profit library that you'll be able to sell one of my products and get Pure Profit on it. If you guys don't know that, you got the Pure Profit campaigns there. You can sell those products and get Pure Profit. It's all yours. It goes in, outside of the processing fee. But you shouldn't be thinking about automating until you get that converting webinar down and you get some of the basics down. Then once you do that, man, you turn it into a selling automated machine. And this is exactly what I've been doing. Now, I want you to keep in mind, what I'm about to show you is my numbers, some numbers here, okay? I want you to keep in mind, this is over the last 10 days. 10 days, all right? So over the last 10 days, I've had 934 people register for my automated webinar. 934. Keep in mind now, that's 934 leads on my list. Now, what you see here on the bottom one, all right, is not 100% accurate. Okay, it says 39 sales. I actually had my conversion pixel installed improperly. If you don't know what that is, it basically just means that my tracking to track my sales was installed incorrectly. I went in there today and checked my sales for my personal products. I sell my own products, and I actually had 61 sales. Okay, 61 sales of a $297 product in the last 10 days. Okay, and you can see right here on an automated webinar, it's converted at about 7.44%, and it's actually probably higher than that because of the numbers. But for an automated webinar, 7.44% is really high. Okay, because I've perfected my presentation. Now you can see the revenue that's brought in, but when I give you the real numbers here, here's what I want to show you. Remember, guys, thinking big tonight. Okay, this is thinking big. It's painting the vision for you. I want you to see where you can go with this. I want you to have the vision of where you're going to be a year from now. Heck, 2 years from now. What if it took you 5 years to get to this point? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it to be able to spend 1 week, 7, 10 days, and bring in 20,000 in sales? I think it would be. Okay, so here's the deal. So here's what I want to show you. These are the numbers that I broke down here. So I have a $297 product that I sell. It's my video marketing course, which is going to be an MLSP very soon. And I have an upsell for that. It is $497. All right, this is my own products that I sell. So I do a webinar, and I have 61 front-end sales on my automated webinar. That's $18,117 in front-end sales total. Okay, this is, remember, over a 10-day period. 8 upsells, that's an additional $3,979 for total sales of $22,093 in the last 10 days. My total ad spend, this is what I spent on ads, was $7,325. All right? For a total profit of $14,768. That's $1,342 per day. Just on that. And I'm just getting started, man. Oh my gosh. Let's do this again at the end of the year, Brian. Okay? Let's do this at the end of the year. And I'll show you, because to me, I'm just getting started on this. All right. But this is the numbers. Okay, this is what I've been doing. It's exactly what I'm showing you. A video ad that promotes a webinar. In my case, it's an automated webinar because I've taken a webinar that I've done literally 50 times. Okay, this one webinar I've done 50 times, resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales, and I've automated the whole thing. So here's the power of video ads. Highest engaging content on Facebook, establishes rapport almost immediately when people register. See, when people register for your webinar, they've already seen you. They've heard your voice. It establishes that authority, which we've already talked about, and you build out custom audiences of people that watch your videos. Imagine being able to build an audience of people that watch your video And then you can market to them later. And I'll show you how to do that real quick. We're going to go into Facebook here and spend just a few minutes. I'm going to show you around, okay? But it's the ability to create a highly engaged audience, and it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. So let's take a quick look into Facebook. Brian, we good?
Yeah, man. Awesome. Can you hear me? I was double muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to do this at the end of the year and see where we're at, by the way.
Yeah. So I getting started.
Right on, man.
So I know, and I just want to point out, I know some of you guys might be thinking, my gosh, $7,000 net people. Look at the profit, guys. It starts out small, and you start out small, and you start building yourself up to that point, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I just got over a little bit of that fear myself. My coach said, you know what? This thing converts. We should be throwing $500, $600, $700 a day at that thing. That's what I did. And boom, this is what happened. So, all right. So real quick, I want to show you inside the ad manager here. So we're going to go to create ad, and I'm just going to do a real brief, explanation through here for you. And show you, how you can do this, okay? And I'm not going to set up a full ad, but, in the interest of time, I just want to show you. So there's many ways inside of the ad manager that you can set up an ad. And basically, you come in here, and you've got all these different options. And a lot of people, might be a little confused about what these are. And over time, you're going to learn. But what I always try to run whenever possible is conversion ad, which is increased conversions on your website. Now, I don't have time, again, to go into it tonight, but you need to learn a little bit about pixels. And honestly, we have such a great trainer in terms of installing pixels, and we have some training in the back office, if I'm correct on that, on how to install pixels, because you do need to learn how to install some pixels on your website, which is not difficult to do. And I know some of you guys, your head is exploding right now because you're like, oh my gosh, what is a pixel? They have no idea. It sounds like a candy, but the truth is that it's not that hard, okay? Remember, getting better and better and better. There was a time when I had no idea what a pixel was either. There was a time when I had no idea what a Facebook ad was. I had no idea how I would do a Facebook ad. But the truth is, I never let that stop me. Because I had a dream, I wanted to attain that dream, and that dream was always in front of me. And that always carried me through those little frustrating times when I said, dang it, I can't install this pixel, it's ticking me off. I go take a break, get some coffee, and come back, and I'd figure it out. And that's what I'm imploring you guys to do. So don't get into this whole idea that you can't, I'm just not a technical person. This just isn't me. You keep telling yourself that, because the more you tell yourself that, I'm giving you a little tough love here for you guys that go down that route, because I love you and I want the best for you. Okay, I really want you to get this. This industry set me free, and I wanted to set you free too. And get rid of that small thinking. Okay, the best entrepreneurs overcome challenges. So don't freak out when I'm talking about pixels and little technical things here and there. You can do this. So increase conversions on websites.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah,
just can you zoom that in a little bit? And for all of our attendees, guys, in your bottom right-hand screen, you can click on the little wheel, the little gear, and you can go to the highest resolution for the best possible experience as Mark dives into Facebook here. And go to, if you've got the HD, great. And then you can also go full screen to blow it up even more. And that should help the experience. Cool, thanks.
Yep, awesome. Okay, so increase conversions on your website. And so the goal here with this is you need to have what's called the conversion pixel. And you can learn how to do that inside the back office. There's training on it. And you're going to put that on the page. Like, so for instance, if people register on your webinar page, after they register on your webinar page, they're going to be directed to your thank you page. The conversion pixel is where you want to set up the thank you page. Okay, and again, there's training in the back office that'll show you how to do that. All right, just look up pixels inside the training center. There's training on it. Okay, so we're going to do an increased conversions on your website. And I'm just going to do continue. And I'm not going to set up a full ad. I'm just going to, again, show you the basics here and to help you understand that. So once you have that pixel installed, you go in here and you choose your conversion pixel. So in mine is my No Fear webinar registration. Okay, that's what I have it called. So once they've registered, this will trigger and it will help me because Facebook does optimization for you. So they're going to find the best people that would be more interested in what you have. And this pixel is crucial to that. And you can see, it gives you some information here on it and whatnot. Okay. So next, what we do is we want to find an audience. Okay, and the audience is the people on Facebook that we're going to target. Right here, define who you want to see your ads. Now there is so many ways that we can do this, but what I'm going to show you is the basics. That's what I want to show you. So we're going to choose a location. There's a couple options here. You can do multiple locations if you want. However, I do like to drill down and I like to find out what is the most effective. So you could put several countries in here: United States, Canada, Australia, UK. You could put in several, whatever you want to target. For this case, we're just going to put United States only, and that way you know who you're targeting. Now, your age group. Personally, I kind of like to go around the 25 to say, let's just try this one for now, the 55 range. All right, so let's go in that range. That tends to be a very, very good age range. And you can drill down. You can create different ads that target different age groups. So that's one of the benefits there as well. You choose your gender, men or women, or both. Languages. Obviously, if you don't speak Spanish, you don't want to choose Spanish, so you choose English. And so here's where the rubber meets the road. Here's who we're going to target. So we've created our video, number one. Okay, that's key. You need to create your video. Now again, Mark, what kind of, what type of video should I do? I could show you some video examples. I really could. But I'll be honest with you, I don't want to show you. And you want to know why I don't want to show you? Because I want you to be creative. Because I'm pushing you a little bit to become the leader that I know you can be. You see, if I show you every little thing, you're going to rely too much on how I do things. And you're not going to be able to step into your own greatness. And I'm determined to help MLSP create more leaders this year of people that are stepping into their greatness than ever before. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. So, you're smart enough to figure out what kind of videos to make. And don't overanalyze it. Don't get too crazy. Not that hard. So, so detailed targeting. Hope you guys don't mind my tough love. I just love you guys. I want the best for you. And I'm trying to give you everything you can. All right. So detailed targeting. There are so many options here. Check this out. You've got all kinds of options on who you can target. Now, let's say you're marketing MLSP, whatever. You want to find out who is the most suited to potentially go with MLSP. And obviously, that's people who are in the industry, people who are in home business. Really, it's great for anybody that wants to do any lead generation online. So you find your audiences. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to choose Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre. Okay, we're going to go with that one. Now, you can put multiple interests in here. However, I will tell you that every time I've ever put multiple interests in there, I'm not getting detailed enough in the sense of that I don't know if this one interest will perform for me if I have 4 or 5 or 6 different interests in there. So I may get a certain result, but in the end, I don't know which one is really giving me the best result. So I just like to kind of go with one. I have tested and I do it sometimes with multiple, but in this case, that's what I want you to do. Now we're going to uncheck this box, expand interest when it may increase conversions at a lower cost. I always uncheck that. This is a fairly new thing, but I'm not a fan of that. I don't want Facebook to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to add to your interest. I don't want that. So I uncheck this box. Now, here's really the cool thing. And this is an option for you if you want to get a little bit more detailed in your targeting. It's where you add what's called layering. And layering is, okay, so we're going to target people in Network Marketing Pro who like Eric Worre. But let's say we're going to promote a webinar that's going to promote MLSP. So if that's the case, I don't want to target people in MLSP already. So what I could do is I could go in here and I could say, all right, which MLSP is in there, and I can say, you know what, I'm going to exclude MLSP from this audience. So I'm going to target these people, but I'm going to exclude people who already like MLSP. So I'm getting out in front of a new audience that doesn't know me, that potentially doesn't know MLSP. You see what I mean? So you're narrowing down that audience even more. And you can go, you can even add more in there. Okay, there's all kinds that you can do. All right, so let's go down here. Just go ahead and leave this here. Now, here's what you can do. There's a couple options here in regards to placements with your video, okay? You have automatic placements or you can edit placements. Now, I personally, they want you to go here because what that's going to do is they're going to put your video on Facebook in the newsfeed on the right-hand side. They're going to put it out on Instagram. They're going to put it on the Audience Network. They're going to put it all over the place. But if you really want to get detailed, what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm going to edit placements, and I just want to send it to the desktop only. You see? So people that are on a desktop computer only, and I'm going to send it to Facebook, which means I'm only going to show up in the feed, the news feed, or on the right side column. And you know what? I think what I want to do is take the right side column off, and I only want my video to show up in the news feed. That's how detailed you can get on this. Okay? So let's do that. Now, you have to decide which one. There's no one that I recommend over the other. Okay? Test. Remember, test, test, test. Test your own. Try it out. Get some wisdom in there. Seek out wisdom. Get it as much as you possibly can. Keep that in mind. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. I don't just want knowledge. I want wisdom. I want to get that wisdom. I want to apply it. And if I mess it up, guess what? I'm going to gain the wisdom in it. And I'll know next time that may not work. So now, that's what you do. So test, test. All right. So we've got that. Now we're going to go down here to budget and schedule. Now, if you're just getting started, what I recommend is maybe you go for 20 bucks a day. If you're just on a real tight budget, go ahead and start at $5 a day. All right. That's the low end. Okay. Now, if you're one of those people and you've got some, you want to play a little bit and you're confident in your ability already to present and sell, then go big, 500 bucks a day. All right, go big. Adopt that saying, go big or go home. Not saying you should do this. I can't guarantee you're going to get a return on that. But when you start to build that confidence, you can go and invest this on a daily basis in ad spend, and you're going to get that money back. So you just have to decide. So in our case, we're just going to say $5. All right. And then what we want to do is conversions. We're going to leave that set. Conversion window. I like to put this on 1 day click. We're going to leave bid amount on automatic. We're going to let Facebook do the bidding and impressions, and we're just going to leave all this right where it is. And then we're just going to go ahead and click continue. Now, here's what we're doing. We are going to choose a single video. So these are all the different kinds that you can do. You can do a carousel ad, a single image, a single video. In our case, we're going to do a video because, again, video really converts well. So you can, let's get rid of this, and this is what it'll look like with this. So you can upload a video when you create it, and once you create it and you upload it, you're going to have a little library here. You can see I've done a bunch of these videos before, and so yeah, we're just gonna grab one. Let's throw this in there, and so now we go through here and we set up our ad. Now, what you want to do here is this is where you put your link, and you're going to put your headline here. So in my case, if I'm going to promote my webinar, you know, I'm going to put my headline in here. And, you know, my headline is typically register. I go like this. And I'll name my webinar. So get hyper responsive leads in 1 hour. Okay. And then you're going to put a text in here. Now, you know, this is another skill too, and that's a copywriting, learning some basic copywriting skills. And of course, we've got one of the best copywriters here, Brian Finale. I mean, he's got an amazing course called Copywriting Mastery, and quite frankly, it's awesome. You know, I haven't even been through the whole thing, but Brian's amazing at what he teaches. But this is one of the greatest skills that I think you can develop, no question about it, outside of, webinars, but copywriting is really fundamental to all of it. And just learn some basic skills. But I'm not going to enter this in text. You can enter in a little text, and then you can add a button here, and this button will be, we'll just set that to learn more. But let me just go ahead and put my blog in here for now. Oops, markharvard.com. At least puts it there. Now, what you need to have too, you want to put a little thought into your ad. You know, give it some time. I'm rushing here because we're short on time, you know, you can add all this in. And then what we have is our display link here. And this is basically the link that's going to show up right down here on the ad, okay? You can see, yeah. So there's a difference between the actual link they go to and the one you want to display. Now you want to be careful. You don't want them to be different domains. You really want to try and keep them the same. Facebook prefers that, and that's the route you want to go. So once you do that, we've got everything set up, and that is the simplest way to set up a video ad. You click place your order, and they go into the ad. And now you sit back and you watch and you see how it does. You give it a day or two. Now, here's the key. When you're doing Facebook ads, and I don't have my pencil here, I draw it for you. But what happens with Facebook ads, and I want you to know this, is that, and I've shared this in other trainings, but what happens is when you put up your ad, what you're going to see is you're going to see a spike in cost. It goes up like this, but eventually what happens is it comes right back down and evens out. So you get a spike at the beginning, and it's like a little hump, comes down, and it evens out in terms of, you know, you may see you're getting $12 a lead. And you're like, oh my God, that's too much. Give it a day or two. Trust me, it comes right back down, and it's usually that first spike, okay? So keep that in mind. So that's how you set up a video ad. I wish we had more time, guys. You know, who knows? You know, we'll do more, I'm sure. You know, we'll have fun with this. But guys, that's really it. I mean, I hope you guys got value from that tonight. I hope you guys dig it. I hope you guys see the vision of where you can go with this. You know, it's big. Basically, how things have worked for me. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. But how it's worked for me is I've been driving traffic into automated webinars. I mastered webinars, and that's why I've been able to do what I've done. And it wasn't a skill that I learned overnight, but like we teach here in MLSP, it's about getting better and better and better every day. And if you continue to do that, I promise you, and I don't know how long it's going to be for you. You know, it could be a short time, could be 6 months from now, could be 3 months. It's all about how fast you go. If you really have a passion for what you do and you love what you do, it's going to be a lot sooner than later. So I want to encourage you to continue to, you know, build your skills. Understand that, you know, there will come a time that if you stick with it long enough, that things will kick in, and you're going to be so glad that that you stuck with it. And so with that, Brian, that's it, man. You know, we can open it up for some questions. I'm more than happy to answer some questions, and
awesome.
Go for it.
Cool. Awesome, man. Congratulations, guys. For those who are watching, you know, webinars may not be something you are jumping into right now, but like Mark said, if you are going to do this long term, which you are, you're here, you just spent a good 90 minutes with us at some point early this year, maybe even this quarter, maybe even this month, you take a look in the back office and look at the webinar training, because Mark said in the beginning, it's the guy in on the stage with the clicker or the marker or the pen making the most amount of money. It's, if you look at our footsteps, we haven't, I think we've missed, almost in like 9 years, I think we've missed 5 webinars on a Wednesday, just because due to holidays, guys. They work, they work. And kudos to Mark for dialing in a webinar presentation that he created for himself. That certainly isn't going to happen overnight if you're brand new, but it's possible. You just saw it tonight. And then automating it to make 15 grand in profit. That includes ad spend for everyone who was lots of questions. Well, what was the margins? What was the ROI? No one talks about that. That was 15K in profit. Yeah, it's cool. So that's pretty, yeah, that's big time, man. Good stuff. Congratulations. Questions, guys. You've got, what soon to be a 7-figure a year earner here on the webinar. Please.
It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
I know, man. It's your time, and you're growing, you're learning, you're getting coaches in the right areas of the business, man. For sure, and you deserve it, guys. Questions. It should be to your left, I believe, a lit up Q&A, a question box. Just click it, and we'll extract as much value from Harbert as we can here over the next, 10, 20 minutes, however however long he's got with us. So, Mark, you should be able to see the questions.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
here.
cool.
All right. Okay, good question. Mark, what was your ad spend in the 48-hour blitz? I was spending $500 a day. So in 2 days, I spent $1,000. I brought about $3,000 total back. So yeah, that was the deal. But again, over time, I've developed the skill of learning how to do it, and that's why I asked you guys to think big tonight. And I know what I shared was, potentially a little advanced, especially for some of our new people here. But I just want you to know, there was a point where I was brand new in MLSP as well. I got started in MLSP back in 2009. I've been here ever since. And there was a time I didn't know any of this. I've just stayed with it. So it's important. What if you use the majority of your money and you're scraping the barrel to get things, even if you have a blog site? Then you continue to focus on the free strategies the best you can. You keep pumping out content. Content works. I'm telling you, I believe that if you go on a content run for 90 days straight, you're going to see some results by the end of 90 days. What those results are going to be, I don't know. It's totally up to you. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know what you're going to do, but all the training is in the back office for you to go out and do this. So if you're on a super tight budget and you can't do ads, I totally get it. I've been there. I built a 6-figure business, guys, on YouTube marketing alone. No paid ads. It was just videos that I put on YouTube that were getting views and getting leads. And I was getting, in my heyday on that was, up to 80, 100 leads a day. So it's possible with free strategies, no question about it. How long is your video ad? Great question, Ellie. You know what? The one that I was doing was 3 minutes long. But here's the thing. I've done some that are, if you guys were on my last webinar I did a couple months ago, I did a 45-second video. And I was generating leads off that like crazy. So you try out different things. It really is. You try different things. And when you try different things, that's where you gain what I talk about, that wisdom. And you start to think about how you can do things. I'm telling you, when the creative juices in your mind start going, it's like one of the best things that you could ever do, because you just become a creative person and you really start thinking of different ways to position all your offers. It's awesome. If your ad is a video view or a click from Facebook and I see you have a link in your description, does that not hurt the ad? No, not necessarily. There's some different ways to approach it, but no, it's not going to hurt it. Let's see here. Yeah, when you overcome the first time, I get more confidence. Ken is saying that. Yes, Guys, look, you build confidence by pushing through your fears. I learned this early on, and I was scared, when I started pushing through fears. It's always scary, Matt. But when you get on the other side of fear, you realize it really wasn't that bad. And, the knowledge that I've gained just from doing paid marketing, it's obviously paid off well for me, and I was willing to take the risk. That's why I told you guys, you got to embrace risk. You got to embrace risk. Brian understands that. Brian's got a company. There's risk every single day with MLSP. There's risk in running a company. Go ask Elon Musk, who runs SpaceX, how much risk he takes on every time they launch a rocket that has the potential to blow up and cost $150 million. Ask him about risk. So, and a lot of people say, well, I'd love to be Elon Musk. Really? Would you really love to be that guy? Would you really are you willing to take on that risk? Because if you're not, then you don't really want to be Elon Musk. Or any other, I'm just using him as an example. But risk is something you got to embrace as an entrepreneur. It's just part of the deal. What do you use for your website if I don't have one? Yeah, great question. I mean, if you're here in MLSP, then you've got websites that you can send people to. You've got the Funnelizer, you've got a blog. If you're not an MLSP, I 100% highly recommend you get started tonight with your trial, your test drive, and get in it. I mean, I've been with MLSP since 2009, and best thing ever happened to me. All right, would you encourage to build a new custom audience, or should we use an audience we already have if we have an audience on Facebook? I mean, use them all the time. I mean, switch it up. Try your audience that you currently have. And I know for some of you, you probably may not understand that. There's what we call custom audiences in Facebook. And, but you can always switch it up. You don't always have to keep it the same. Let's see here. What are the pros and cons when doing live webinars and recorded webinars? A live webinar, there is the potential to have a little bit more interaction with people. A recorded webinar is not so much, obviously because it's recorded. I think the biggest pro to doing automated webinars is leverage. I mean, it's all about leverage. That's my favorite word in the world. Everything I do, I'm always like, how do I leverage this? How do I scale it? How do I get more done in less time? How do I get more done and do less? That's all about it. It's all about scale. It's all about growing bigger. And man, I listen to myself now and I think, man, 5 years ago, leverage wasn't even in my vocabulary. Now I'm all about it, because as you grow, you're like, okay, how do I do it bigger, badder, more awesomer, and do less work? And that's how it all comes down. So, the pros and cons are, you should be doing live webinars. You should aspire to get to that because that's where the big money is made, no question about it. You can make great money just selling and driving traffic to products, but man, you really want to take it up a notch, step into your own and do webinars. That's where it's at. When you first started using ads in the beginning, what numbers were you looking for? I think, in terms of like a good price per lead, if you can get, between $2 and $4 a lead, if you're being profitable, then I think that's pretty good. I was just telling Brian before we got on here, one of my campaigns was running like almost $20 a lead, and I was still making money on it. It was like, honestly, when you got a product that just converts, stuff like MLSP, it converts. So, keep that in mind. Okay. Let's see here. Some of these are redundant. Mark, do you have the sell a product at the end of the webinar? Would it be possible to do a network marketing opportunity webinar to join an MLM? Of course, absolutely. How would you get around Facebook ad rules for that? Good question. So when you are promoting, number one, you cannot outright promote an MLM or network marketing opportunity Facebook is very finicky on language, okay? It's not that they're against network marketing. They're not necessarily against it. It is the shady language that they're against. Make money within 48 hours, guaranteed. You know, that's a big fat no-no. You'll get your stuff shut down. So you always have to position stuff in a way that's, like when I do something, you know, let's say you're in a health and wellness company, and you position your webinar as the 5 things that you need to do today to improve your health in the next 30 days, you know, something like that. Because it's not what do you call it? It's not embellishing. It's not guaranteeing an outcome. So you got to be just very careful. But you can position things in a way where nobody's even going to know that you're going to promote an opportunity once you get on it. Okay, it's all about positioning. Let's see here. Is it best to use a Facebook Live or a YouTube video for video marketing? They're 2 totally different sites, so they have 2 different purposes. Facebook and YouTube, totally different. You know, if you're creating videos on Facebook, you might as well just go ahead and throw them on YouTube too, and do some some stuff. You know, we are gonna get my video course in here into MLSP, and I talk all about the different Facebook and YouTube. So it's definitely gonna help for sure. Okay, any example of webinar promoting MLSP mastery? I don't know about that one. Do we have that, Brian?
An example of a webinar promoting mastery. I mean, what you could do is just watch the video. We do have an automated webinar. What I would do is just watch, John, watch the sales video, and I think we talk about 5 or 6 different things all top earners use, and you can take that verbatim and make it your own and put in your own slice. I see Lisa Torres in here with some questions. She put together an awesome top 20 reasons why you need MLSP if you're in business, period, type of video. And as creative as you can get, man, there's a lot of bells and whistles, lots of value points and selling points in MLSP where our video to our ads convert extremely well. So if you want to look at our sales video and how we frame it, just watch that. You don't need to watch a webinar. You can watch the sales video and turn it into a live or automated webinar, just like Mark did, like Mark showed us this evening.
Yeah. Do you need a website and a list to start webinars? No. I mean, here's the thing, and I want to encourage you. So, and I tell this to my clients, is when you start doing webinars, probably the first several webinars you do, you may not even have anybody on it, okay? You really, but that is the prime time for you to practice and do it. You can record it, check out the recording, you can do all those kinds of things. So, there's really, remember guys, it's about getting better. My first few webinars, it's not like I woke up one day and had 400 people on my webinars, that wasn't the deal. I mean, it was my first webinar, oh, there's 2 people on, awesome. Oh, there's 1 person on. And then, oh, cool, there's 6 people on this time. And, a couple weeks later, oh, I'm up to 10, and little bit by little bit, just got better and better and better. And eventually, I'm to a point now where, I can, get several hundred people on a webinar, Good question by Ms. Torres. Should we run ads for MLSP system campaigns or create your own capture page for it? Have you tested that? I haven't personally tested that, but I can tell you that if you do a short video, you can probably run traffic right directly into MLSP capture pages. What you can do is, you've got Funnelizer, so that's an option too. So, creating your own is probably going to be the best, and it's pretty, it's simple to do with the Funnelizer capture page. So I haven't tested it though. Ooh, Jaffe's on here. What's up, Jaff? Can you provide more specifics and details on what sort of retargeting you're doing in your automated webinar funnel? Who are you retargeting, registrants, attendees, both? Actually, I am not doing any of that yet. I have no retargeting set up. I'm driving cold traffic into this. So that is one of the things I am going to be doing is setting up retargeting. So if people don't show up, then I can retarget them and get them to re-register. But the cool thing is that with how I've got it set up, I'm actually circling people back in the system. So if they miss the webinar, I have an email series that goes out to them and says, hey, you missed, but good news, I'm doing another one. So it gets them kind of virally going until they end up showing up. So that really helps. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do it now. I'll do it, but not now. I'm not ready for webinars and engineering. I've written the article, blah, blah, blah. Okay, gotcha. Do your leads all go on the same list or you separate them by funnel? Yeah, right now they all go on the same list. I mean, I have a pretty advanced system. I have Infusionsoft, which I don't recommend anybody get. Brian can attest to that. It's just, it's not for the faint at heart. Okay, let's put it that way.
It's just funny when we're like, yeah, I use this software. I would never recommend, and I would say the same exact thing. And we're migrating too, but it's just like normally you stand behind what you would use, but I have to agree more. I couldn't agree more.
I mean, no, I love the power of it. I mean, Infusionsoft, is flat out amazing. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's a pure love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love the capability, but it is not for somebody starting out. It's just not. And in Infusionsoft, they're tagging, so I don't necessarily start a new list. I just tag people, with certain tags. So, but yeah, if you're doing like separate type of webinars with different products, then yeah, I would suggest that you do different lists with it. When is the best time of the day to hold a webinar? It really depends. Depends on who you're targeting. If you're going to target people in the UK, then keep in mind that, I'm East Coast time and UK is 6 hours ahead of me. So, I actually have one of my membership programs I have, it's called the Video Marketing Insiders Club. And what I do is I actually alternate my times because I have people in the UK that are members of it. And so I do it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes. So it all depends on who you're targeting. If you're targeting people in the United States, then probably a 9 o'clock p.m. time is a good time to do a webinar. Because you got West Coast, which would be 3 hours behind that, which is a decent time. So, what software or equipment do I need to do webinars? Well, if you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend Webinars on Air. It's a great way to get started. Yeah, so that's what I recommend. So that looks it, man. That's all the questions there. So
yeah, I'm getting text questions too. Awesome. Yeah, man. This was pretty sweet to just see the flow, the funnel. Obviously, with webinars, guys, we are a huge proponent of those. And then watching Mark turn what he knows is going to work from his experience into an automated webinar, then driving traffic through a video ad. Anyone can do that. Some of those may take a little bit of time to develop the skills to do that, but it's real. Mark's doing it. It's going to be a big year, and if you're worried about paid ads or the idea of paying for marketing, there's some fear there. I encourage you to rewatch the beginning of this webinar because Mark hit that on the head, nail on the head with because that is a big fear for people. And until you get over that, there's no way you're going to be able to scale. You can only do so much with free. And, when you throw in leverage the way Mark showed you tonight, then you're actually getting, an ROI or, a margin, a profit margin you're getting based on how many, what you can spend per lead. Then you're really actually starting to dance with the idea of like a real business with real leverage when you can give a credit card to Facebook and you just know it's like a magic slot machine. And I'm happy for you, man. It's a pretty cool start.
It's a cool little side benefit to doing so much ad spend. So, like, you know what? I need a new credit card so I can run ads. So I get the new, Capital One Spark cashback card.
Nice.
So in 1 week, I spend $7,000 on ads, and it gave me back $630 in cash back. So I had like a free day of ads.
There you go.
So I thought that was pretty funny too, man. But I mean, guys, you can crush it. I mean, it's amazing, man. Like I'm sitting here tonight just thinking to myself, where I was in 2009 when I started here. It's the same, man. I was in the same boat that many of you guys are today, and here we are, and we've got some of the best trainers here. Steve Jaffe, awesome guy. I learned a lot about webinars from Steve, and I've taken what he taught me, and I've gone on and developed my own style as well. I think Steve's just an incredible guy when it comes to webinars and influence, things like that. But you got to take every little piece. Mastery of a skill is not, I hope your course works. It's go buy one and then go buy every possible thing you can get to gain the knowledge to be the best you can possibly be. I've bought webinar courses, and then I bought presentation courses so I can learn how to effectively present, and you just learn all these little nuggets, and over time you just become a freaking beast. And so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
Love it, dude.
2 hours.
Yeah, man. We will let you. I know you only got a couple hours of sleep. I am very much looking forward to seeing you next weekend in Austin for our workshop. And guys, show Mark some love. Find him in the group. When we multi six-figure earner, soon to be seven-figure earner. We didn't sell anything. It's just a lot of value, man. There's just the gratitude, the love in this community is absolutely amazing. Be on the lookout for when we do bring Mark's. There's actually courses back there. I'd actually say hold off. Don't buy Mark, what would you say? I wouldn't even the tube traffic stuff. What would you? It depends.
Well, tube traffic isn't even in there anymore. We pulled it out.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys. So be on the lookout for some stuff. We're going to be working with Mark this quarter to bring some of his bread and butter products that are all, as you can imagine, video and traffic oriented that we're bringing in. So, you're going to see a lot from Mark this year for sure at our live events and on these webinars. And Harbert, man, your story is amazing, dude. I love you. We talk fairly regularly on Skype. What's cool, man? Just getting the updates like, hey, what are you up to? Dude, this is what I just did today, the ads, and just like, hey, just quick, just checkups, like what's going on. And you're always up to big things and you're doing it. And
exciting, man. It's exciting stuff, when it clicks, man. I love what we do, dude. I mean, this is it. I mean, guys, you got to understand, you got to love this stuff, man. If you don't really like what you do, it's just going to be a chore every day. And if you really get excited about it, you wake up and you're on 3 hours of sleep and you're just jacked because you're excited about where you're going and what's happening. It's a lot funner. It's always a lot funner. So.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, I can certainly say, Mark, on behalf of the community, we will be chopping this up. Thank you, sir, for the 2 hours this evening. Nothing but pure value as always. From Mr. Harbert. For our guests, guys, I'm going to push everyone to our MLSP letter. It's $150 for the membership. If you don't like us for whatever reason, let us know. And within that first month, we'll give you that money back. But I'm telling you, when you peek behind the curtain and see what's going on inside, there's a common thread between like 90% of the leaders you see out there online. And it's like a 4-letter acronym. It's called MLSP, and Mark is a big agent of change and a molder of those success stories, as well as kind of came in here and created something absolutely amazing for himself and his family. And I don't even know how many, couldn't even say, tens of thousands, if not more, that he's impacted just through his products and MLSP alone. And it's cool, guys. So Mark, nothing but love, man. Congrats to everything you're doing. I will see you in 10 days, sir. Thank you for this. And guys, members, we will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, bright and early. I'll be hanging with you. And go find Mark, share some love, say thank you, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday on our Wednesday webinar. Mark, see you in a week, buddy.
Later, guys.
All right, have a good night, everyone.